I look sways and I might run off behind. Girl, you is the boss, but I must run free. Carnival time and I doing my thing. Loving the house, but this is the streets. So when I run out my place now, whoa, whoa, I want to be free like a bird. I want to be free like a bird down in the road. Whoa, whoa, I want to be free like a bird. I want to be free like a bird down in the road. There's plenty jam and there's one. Plenty jam and love. Plenty jam and war. When I don't get start to wine, girl. Plenty jam and there's one. Plenty jam and love. Plenty jam and war. All over the place. Them woman, them belted waist. Bend down and look back. I should be able to show back.
The fresh sound. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Those of you in the diaspora, non-Vincentians. So those of you listening in the Caribbean, in international radio. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is now time for us to have our Activated Mornings talk segment here. And at this time, we are going to take in our commentary from Mr. PeeJohn, who is already on the line. So PeeJohn, good morning.
Good morning, Dianna. How are you?
Morning. I'm all right. And you?
I'm good.
All right, lovely.
Is Roleza
yes,
there?
she's
I'm
here.
just going to answer one if I disappear this morning, PeeJohn.
Yes. This is dedicated to you both. This commentary.
Okay.
I give it a little caption. Vincentian men must stop beating women.
Ah, boy.
Okay.
Now, I am of the view that our men in this country have a reputation for beating women. It could be argued that this practice is deeply ingrained in our culture and is a part of the average male psyche. This has been so since the beginning of time, or so it would appear. Now we have fathers flog their daughters, boyfriend beat their girlfriends, husband hit their wives. In fact, any male who is in a relationship with a female must be prepared to use a few strokes to put the female in her place whenever the need arises. Failure to do so, and he is considered less than a man, a waste man, so to speak. After all, a real man knows how to discipline his woman. Now, many years ago, before just about the start of the viral phenomenon, when things start going viral, I could recall this practice was put on display for the whole world to see. There was a video of making the wrongs, showing a male figure striking a woman in the face, knocking her down on the ground, taking her by the ankles and dragging her out of a building. They saw it happen in the view of quite a number of persons who simply looked on. No effort was made by anyone to come to her assistance. Everything, like I said, was caught on camera, and the video was published for all the world to see. Now, whenever we ask the question, what makes St. Vincent and the Grenadines special? What distinguishes it from the rest of the world? What makes it a unique place? I think the answer was in that video. Our men love to hit women. Our unique defining quality, as I put it, are inherently connected to the special way in which we treat our women folk. As visitors come, as tourists come to participate in our festivities, they have to keep an eye out for a woman or two getting a good cutlass from a big man. And that's my commentary for today. Vincentian men must stop beating women. And I understand there's a prominent citizen who is in focus now in relation to this particular issue. I'm not going to comment on that.
But how, PeeJohn, you're not real all in the morning for this. How to deal with this? Okay, so let me put the first thing to you, right? Because you said Vincentian men love to hit women. Have you ever hit a woman?
No, miss.
All right.
No,
so you see, we can't make a blanket.
Growing up, I've witnessed it over and over and over again, and I vowed to myself never to ever do that. Never, no matter what the reason is. Never, ever.
Yeah, you see, right. So for me, it's I don't like the blanket statement of Vincentian men love to hit women, right? I can say that you're not taking it back. Okay, I guess you're not taking it back because you're trying to hammer home the point of men should not hit women, right? But I've never actually seen a man hit a woman. I've just heard the screams of a woman being hit before. And even in my own life, the men that I know, majority of the men that I know, I've never heard of them actually. Well, actually, no, I had to take that back now in truth. Never mind. Yeah, I was going to say that I did know, but yeah, something else came to mind. Yeah. Lord, how to deal with this?
Well, PeeJohn, I definitely endorse your message about Vincentian men need to stop putting their hands on women. I understand the statement, obvious. Well, I understand that there are also exceptions, right? But we're not focusing on the exceptions to those men who treat us with respect and those men who actually value us and care for us. Big up you. And whenever we're having these types of discussions, you're not included. Kings, we rest you aside, all right? But the others, the others that I've seen women hit. I've actually been there. One time a man beat my friend with a piece of board. I cried, and in that moment, can't say on radio, but if I was a senseless person, I may have been in prison. Let's just say that. So I definitely endorse this message, and it's a topic that I like to talk about. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough time because when I start on this, but I agree with you, and I want us to continue to make the call to men. And I like when it comes from men because I figure men may listen to men better or a little bit more. But that is something we got to work on in truth. We have a lot of abusive men. And even the ones you don't expect, because a lot of couples come out in public and they look so happy in public, but the woman is suffering at home. The man is beating her, and it's highly educated men as well. Men in high positions also do these things. And it is something that I most definitely don't stand for. Women are supposed to be respected, valued. Listen to me, we bring life into this world. That is a process that we put our life on the line to bring men into this world. And men definitely need to start treating us better. I thank you. I'm going to leave it right there for now.
Thank you very much. All the best. Both of you.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, PeeJohn.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was actually going to say that I don't know... But then something that came to me recently, and I think it's just going to upset me again. So I'm endorsing what Dianna said. I don't think that there's anything that a woman should do. And I know one of the things as well too is that, so yes, we're speaking to men, but I think we also need to speak to women. I think everybody keep your hands to your sides.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Everybody keep your hands to your sides. But there are times when... I don't know, boy. And I also think sometimes it depends on some women's self-worth, the way in which they see themselves, because if you don't value yourself enough, you are going to accept every and anything. All right. And this is why I'm always so headstrong about women knowing how to stand on their own two feet. You have to have your own money in case you need to leave a relationship. You have to have at least strong connections with either family members or friends. So if you know that you need to dash out and you need to run, you have a safe place to go to. You cannot alienate the persons who actually care about you on account of a man. A man is going to come and go. A man is going to treat you how he feels like treating you based on how he views you. All right. So women, you also need to learn some self-respect. You also need to know how to be able to stand on your own. And of course, I'm not throwing this all on the women because yes, the men are the problem here, but Yeah, it is I probably don't want to go there this morning.
Yeah,
I appreciate what PeeJohn
okay.
did, but I think because of what it is, I remembered of somebody recently, somebody fairly close to me.
All right.
It's a little too soon.
All right, then.
All right, so somebody on this says on the WhatsApp, they're saying, never hit a woman, it's a repulsive act. Such a sad macho behavior to be a real man for hitting a woman. If anything, it makes you look lesser. All right, it makes you look lesser of a man. Somebody else is saying, PeeJohn, I have to apologize. I never lash a woman. I never see my father lash my mother, and I am 54. And it's 4 of us. All right.
And that thing that person said, they never saw their father hit a woman or hit their mother. I feel like that's an important thing there, because I know families where the father is abusive and so the sons also are abusive, so it sometimes that tends to pass on. Well, I mean, it's what they see and they figure is the right thing to do.
This thing just remind me of good morning, everybody. By the way, we waste every morning just now. Sorry,
right.
1 second. But this reminded me of a situation. I remember when I was 18 years old, and there was this lady who had a house for her. She had her own house. And I would be hearing this woman getting licks. She would be beaten in her own house. This is what I couldn't understand, in her own house. And then she would be there and, she coming to me and, talking to me. And I'm there as an 18-year-old looking at this and say, but how is it that you asking me what to do? And I just found it was just so strange. And, I don't know. I don't know.
I know of one who's you talk about own house. So these are other stories. And just to highlight some of the issues, I mean, obviously we're women and we know people who have been abused, or as Roleza said, she knows something that's quite personal. So it's going to be hurtful for us to discuss. But there's a lady who was, this man is living in her home and they've been together for like 20 something years. And this man is bringing woman into her house. On top of that, he's not giving her money. He's spending all his money on women outside, doing things for women outside. And she's suffering and she's complaining. And like you said, we need to get a little bit of strength in us, because she's in her own house, taking all of that. The man's women are meeting her in the road, beating her up, and
hello
in her own house. Hi, good morning.
Roleza.
Morning.
And Dianna. I think PeeJohn should apologize to the men and them,
To the good men.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because I'll say this before you go any further.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, because the reason being, so that mean you're going to tell me all men are rapists then?
Usually when people make a blanket statement like that, it is supposed to be, I don't know, I think in your mind you're supposed to know that there are exceptions, and it should not. It's obviously not all men. When people make statements like that, that's how I interpret it.
Okay, like if I to say woman bad, I would say some woman, I wouldn't say all. Come on, you need to apologize and say something better than that. Okay. Apologize to the men and them, and they're supposed to deal with them better than this. If you're beating woman, the thing PeeJohn is speaking about there is this guy is a famous artist. He beating a young lady like that. I just tell the ladies and them, when men beating like that, you must kill them.
Oh, okay. We can't condone one negative act with another negative act. All right.
Man, no, they need to do better than that. Impose some sentence on these guys who beating women, children, everybody.
Well, women should actually go and make the reports. They need to make the reports, and they need to stand on it, because you can't make a report and then when it comes to close for it to be tried, you're withdrawing. If you're withdrawing, it means that you this man is not going to take you nor the court system seriously.
Correct. And when they made reports, sometimes they'll have look at the nurse lady who the man killed by the school. How much report this lady make? She fed up make report and they're just laughing. If a woman beat me and I go down the barracks, the men them would look at me and laugh. I don't know. They need to do something like this. Okay. You all have a good day.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right.
But you know what's interesting too? Because I remember a situation, it might have been like 2-3 years ago, where a lady, I think she was living in Georgetown, and she left the abusive partner, and she moved to Montrose to live with a friend. And I think it was coming from the beach or something like that. She was killed in Kingston. And what it is that raised the question for me at that time was, how far away is far away? Because you left the situation. Persons always advocate that you leave.
I like that question.
You left and it's the person still followed you and still killed you. Hi, Anita. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
We're fine.
I heard everybody talking about the physical abuse. But you know what? How about the verbal abuse? Listen, you forget licks, as we say it in local. But sweetheart, words never forgotten. You understand? Because the lash will go away and you will forget about it. But by the time somebody raise their mouth, open their mouth to you, you know the first thing you remember? What they said to you before.
How it made you feel.
Exactly. And that's the volume now. My apologies. But I tell you something. God give people their wishes, because I always say that any man at all put their hand on me, he got to make sure that he choosing a wheelchair before he do that.
I don't have my plan, but anyways. All right.
Listen, Roleza, trust me, he losing a right hand and a left foot. The only how, I leave it in without no balance. The only how that would not, well, I'm in a corner right now, eh? The only how that want to happen is that he hitting me and he ain't coming around me again. No, trust me. I don't even argue. I don't even curl. And God bless me in that way. I have never, and I underline the word never in red, had anybody in my life that ever said to me, I bet. So I thank God for that. Listen, I know time is running out. I'm come back to take care.
Yes. All right, then. And with that, we are going to head out immediately from this talk segment as we are over time. It is now over 7:35 and we have to bring to you today's traffic talk.
WEFM is SVG.
This is WEFM's Traffic Talk, Monday to Friday, 7:35 a.m. in association with the traffic branch of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force.